ladies and gentlemen. You only live once. Sounds cliche, right? But here's the thing. Most of us are living in a constant cycle of what ifs and should haves, stuck in the past, paralyzed by fear of making the wrong move. It's like driving a car with your eyes glued to the rearview mirror. You'll never get anywhere. So let me ask you, what would you do if you knew there was no second chance? What if the clock is ticking and you're wasting precious moments on regret instead of action? That fear of failure you're holding on to. It's not your enemy, it's your opportunity. The time to make bold decisions, to leap into the unknown is now. Are you ready to stop looking back and start creating your future? Stay with me because this journey will change everything you thought you knew about how you spend your one shot at life. Embracing bold decisions is one of the most transformative actions you can take in life. It's easy to get stuck in the comfort of what you know, the familiar routines, and the safety of predictable outcomes. But here's the thing, those safe choices, those decisions that keep you grounded in the status quo, are the ones that often lead to a life filled with regret. Bold decisions, on the other hand, are the ones that propel you forward, that make you feel alive, that break the monotony of mere existence. And when you look back on your life, it's not the safe choices you remember, it's the leaps of faith, the risks, the moments when you decided to trust yourself and take a chance. The truth is, we all have the power to make bold decisions, but it requires a shift in mindset. Fear is often the biggest barrier between us and the decisions we need to make. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of the unknown. These fears are paralyzing, and they keep us from reaching our potential. We become so caught up in the idea of what could go wrong that we forget to consider what could go right. But here's the paradox. The greatest growth, the most rewarding experiences, the moments of true fulfillment often come from stepping into the unknown, from making decisions that challenge us and force us to grow. A bold decision isn't always about making the biggest move, like quitting your job or moving across the world. It can be as simple as speaking up when you usually stay silent, or going after something you've always wanted but felt wasn't possible. Boldness doesn't require a grand stage, but it does require courage. And courage is not the absence of fear. It's the willingness to act in spite of it. It's about making the decision to move forward, even when you don't have all the answers, knowing that the journey will teach you what you need to know. Think about some of the most impactful moments in your life. Were they the times when you stayed within your comfort zone, or the times when you took a leap of faith? Maybe it was the decision to start a new career, or to leave behind a relationship that no longer served you. Maybe it was the decision to speak your truth, to follow a passion, to pursue a dream that seemed impossible at the time. Whatever it was, it required a bold decision to step away from the familiar and venture into uncharted territory. And in that moment, you probably felt a mix of excitement and fear, exhilaration and doubt. But as time passed, you began to see the impact of that decision, not just on your life, but on your growth as a person. Bold decisions also require you to challenge your own limiting beliefs. We often tell ourselves stories about what we can and can't do, about what's possible and what's not. But these stories are just that, stories. They're not the truth. The truth is, you are capable of far more than you realize. Boldness is about rejecting those self-imposed limitations and recognizing your own strength and potential. It's about realizing that the greatest barriers to your success are often the ones you've placed in your own mind. When you make bold decisions, you shatter those barriers and create new opportunities for yourself. It's important to remember that not every bold decision will lead to immediate success. In fact, some may not work out the way you hoped, but that's okay. Because even when things don't go according to plan, there's growth in the process. There's value in the lessons learned, in the resilience built, and in the strength gained from navigating the challenges that come with taking risks. Bold decisions are not about guaranteed success. They're about creating the possibility of success. And even if things don't work out exactly as you imagined, the mere act of making that decision will teach you something valuable that will serve you in future endeavors. Bold decisions also open the door to unexpected opportunities. When you step outside of what's comfortable, when you take a chance on something new, You invite the possibility of meeting new people, discovering new passions, and experiencing life in a way that wouldn't have been possible if you stayed on the beaten path. The world is full of opportunities, but they rarely present themselves to those who are unwilling to step out of their comfort zones. Bold decisions are the key that unlocks those doors, allowing you to see the world through a new lens and create a future that's more exciting, more fulfilling, and more aligned with your true desires. In order to make bold decisions, it's crucial to trust yourself. Trust that you have the ability to handle whatever comes your way, that you have the resilience to bounce back from setbacks, and that you can navigate the uncertainty that comes with taking risks. Trusting yourself doesn't mean having all the answers, it means having the confidence to move forward without them. It means believing that even if things don't go perfectly, you have the strength and the resourcefulness to adapt and make the best of the situation. Embracing bold decisions is not just about seeking external success, it's about creating a life that feels meaningful and authentic to you. It's about making choices that align with your values, that push you toward growth, and that allow you to live a life free of regret. When you look back, the bold decisions are the ones that will stand out as the moments that shaped you, that defined who you became, and that allowed you to live a life that truly mattered. Living with purpose is one of the most powerful ways to shape a meaningful life. Without purpose, life can often feel like you're just going through the motions, moving from one task to another without any real direction. You wake up each day to repeat a series of routines, and before you know it, years have passed, leaving you with a nagging sense that you could have been doing more, achieving more, or living more. But purpose changes everything. It provides the compass that guides your actions, decisions, and even your mindset. It's the driving force that helps you move forward, no matter the obstacles that come your way. Purpose doesn't just appear out of nowhere, nor is it something that you suddenly find one day. It's something you create piece by piece through your values, your passions, and your vision for the future. Living with purpose is about being intentional with your time, your energy, and your actions. It's about aligning what you do with what you believe is truly important, and not letting distractions, external pressures, or the opinions of others pull you off course. When you live with purpose, every decision you make has a deeper meaning, and each day feels like an opportunity to move closer to what you're meant to achieve. Many people go through life without ever truly defining their purpose. They get caught up in the expectations of society, family, or even themselves, following paths that were laid out for them without questioning whether they align with their true desires. It's easy to fall into the trap of living someone else's version of success. You may find yourself working a job you don't enjoy, staying in relationships that don't fulfill you, or chasing goals that aren't truly yours. When you live with purpose, you take ownership of your own life. You define success on your terms, based on what you value most, and you pursue it relentlessly, regardless of what others think or expect. Living with purpose also requires self-awareness. It's about understanding who you are, what you stand for, and what drives you. This kind of self-awareness doesn't come from simply thinking about it for a few minutes and calling it a day. It takes time, reflection, and a willingness to ask yourself tough questions. What do you want out of life? What do you care about deeply? What makes you excited to get up in the morning? These are the kinds of questions that help you tap into your purpose. And once you've identified it, it's about living it every day in every decision you make. When you live with purpose, it's not just about big goals or grand ambitions. It's also about the small actions that align with your greater vision. Purpose infuses everything you do, from how you interact with others to the way you approach challenges. For instance, if you're passionate about helping others, your purpose might guide you to volunteer, mentor, or make a difference in the community. If you care deeply about personal growth, your purpose might lead you to continually learn, improve, and strive for new experiences. Whatever your purpose is, it's something that gives every action in your life a sense of direction and meaning. Living with purpose also means understanding that setbacks and challenges are a natural part of the journey. It's easy to become discouraged when things don't go as planned, especially when you're working towards something that matters to you. But purpose gives you the resilience to keep moving forward. When you have a clear sense of why you're doing something, it's easier to weather the storms that come your way. Purpose gives you the strength to push through obstacles, knowing that they are part of the process and that each challenge is an opportunity to grow stronger and more focused. Purpose also helps you prioritize what matters most. In a world full of distractions, it's easy to get sidetracked by things that don't serve your greater vision. Social media, endless meetings, and constant demands for your attention can easily pull you in 1,000 different directions. But when you have purpose, you can more easily identify what's worth your time and energy and what's not. You learn to say no to things that don't align with your values and goals, freeing up space for the things that truly matter. Another key aspect of living with purpose is the ability to inspire others. When you live intentionally, when you pursue your dreams with passion and dedication, you naturally become a source of inspiration for those around you. People are drawn to those who live authentically, who have a clear sense of direction, and who are unapologetically true to themselves. Your purpose can have a ripple effect, motivating others to find their own sense of purpose and live with the same clarity and conviction. Living with purpose also means understanding that your life is finite. Time is the one thing you can never get back. Each day that passes is a day you'll never have again. Purpose helps you make the most of that time, ensuring that you're not just passing the days, but using them in a way that brings you closer to your goals. It motivates you to take action now, to pursue what matters today, because the longer you wait, the further away your dreams get. In the end, living with purpose is about living a life of fulfillment and meaning. It's about knowing that you're not just existing, but truly living in alignment with who you are and what you believe in. It's about taking ownership of your choices and actions, creating a life that feels authentic, and embracing every opportunity that comes your way to grow and become the best version of yourself. It's a journey of constant self-discovery, of pushing yourself beyond your limits, and of living a life that you can look back on without regret, knowing that you made every moment count. Mistakes are an inevitable part of life. No matter how careful you are, how prepared you feel, or how well you plan, you will make mistakes. It's part of being human. And yet, despite their inevitability, many people find it incredibly difficult to move past them. They dwell on what went wrong, replay the scenario over and over in their minds, and allow the shame or regret to linger long after the mistake has been made. But here's the truth. Mistakes are not the end of the road, they are stepping stones to growth, learning, and success. The key is not to dwell on them, but to learn from them. When you make a mistake, it's easy to fall into the trap of self-blame and negative self-talk. You may feel like you've failed, or worse, that you're somehow incapable of achieving what you set out to do. But dwelling on your mistakes only keeps you stuck in the past. It prevents you from moving forward, from seeing the valuable lessons that the mistake holds, and from making the changes necessary to avoid repeating it. The longer you focus on the mistake, the more power you give it. It starts to define you, overshadowing the progress you've made and clouding the potential for future growth. Instead of allowing mistakes to define you, you have the power to choose how you respond. The first step is to acknowledge the mistake without judgment. It's important to recognize that you are not perfect, and that's okay. Perfection is an illusion, and it's the imperfections, the mistakes, the missteps that make us real and human. When you make a mistake, it's a sign that you are trying, that you are putting yourself out there and taking risks. And that in itself is something to be proud of. Once you've acknowledged the mistake, the next step is to analyze it. What went wrong? What were the contributing factors? What could you have done differently? These questions are key to extracting the lesson from the mistake. By asking yourself these questions, you're not just wallowing in what went wrong. You're actively seeking ways to improve and grow. This process allows you to gain valuable insights, identify patterns that need to be changed, and develop new strategies for success. Learning from mistakes is about gaining wisdom and knowledge that will help you move forward in a more informed and capable way. It's also important to understand that mistakes are not failures unless you allow them to be. A mistake is simply an event, not an identity. It doesn't mean you are a failure, it means you did something wrong. And the beautiful thing about mistakes is that they are the best teachers you'll ever have. Each mistake is an opportunity to become better, smarter, and stronger. But if you dwell on it too long, if you allow yourself to be consumed by regret or shame, you miss the lesson. You prevent yourself from using the mistake as fuel for future success. Learning from mistakes also involves shifting your perspective. Instead of viewing mistakes as setbacks or roadblocks, start seeing them as opportunities for growth. Every mistake contains within it the seeds of improvement. When you make a mistake, you have the chance to course correct, to try a different approach, and to find new solutions. This mindset shift is essential for moving forward. It transforms your view of mistakes from something negative into something positive, something that contributes to your ongoing development. The fear of making mistakes often prevents people from taking action in the first place. They worry about the potential consequences, the judgment from others, or the embarrassment they may feel if things go wrong. But in reality, this fear is far more limiting than the mistakes themselves. By avoiding mistakes, you also avoid the growth that comes with them. You hold yourself back from discovering your true potential. To achieve anything of value, you have to be willing to make mistakes, to get things wrong, and to learn as you go. The more you embrace this process, the more confident and resilient you become. There's also a danger in trying to avoid mistakes by staying in your comfort zone. When you play it safe, you may avoid making mistakes, but you also avoid taking risks, trying new things, and growing. It's in the challenges, the new ventures, and the unknown that mistakes happen, but it's also in those moments that your greatest learning occurs. By embracing mistakes as part of the journey, you allow yourself to break free from the shackles of perfectionism and fear. You begin to take bold steps, knowing that even if you stumble, you'll learn something invaluable along the way. Finally, it's crucial to recognize that everyone makes mistakes. The most successful people in the world are not the ones who never fail. They are the ones who fail the most and keep going. They don't let mistakes define them, and they certainly don't dwell on them. They use their mistakes as stepping stones, constantly learning, adapting, and evolving. If you can learn to do the same, you'll find that your mistakes no longer hold power over you. Instead, they become tools for growth, instruments for success, and markers of your progress on the path to becoming the best version of yourself. So when you make a mistake, don't let it hold you back. Don't waste your energy on regret, guilt, or shame. Acknowledge it, learn from it, and move forward. Mistakes are not something to fear, they are something to embrace, because it's through our mistakes that we find the wisdom, the strength, and the resilience to keep going, to keep growing, and to keep moving toward the life we want to create. Every moment you live is a precious one, yet so often we take time for granted, letting it slip by unnoticed, consumed by the hustle and bustle of life. We tend to think that there's always more time to do what we love, more time to fix mistakes, more time to spend with the people we care about. But the truth is, time is finite. Each second that passes is one you will never get back. When you truly realize this, you begin to understand the importance of making every moment count. Living with intention, being fully present, and taking action with purpose can transform not only your life, but also how you impact the world around you. We often get caught up in the future, dreaming of the ideal life we want to live, or we dwell on the past, wondering what we could have done differently. But the only time we truly have is now, this moment. And while it may seem like a small thing, the cumulative effect of how we choose to spend our moments can shape our entire existence. If we spend our time mindlessly, allowing distractions to consume us, we miss out on the richness of life. But if we choose to be present, to truly engage with what's happening around us, we unlock the potential for fulfillment and joy in every minute. Making every moment count is about living with intention. It's about consciously deciding how you will spend your time rather than letting life pass you by. Too often, we fall into the trap of thinking that there will always be more time to do the things we love or to pursue our dreams. But the truth is, the longer we wait, the further away our goals move. Every day that you wait to take action is a day you can never get back. Time doesn't wait for you to be ready, it moves forward relentlessly, with or without your participation. So instead of putting things off, embrace the idea that now is the best time to act. Being intentional with your time also means prioritizing what matters most to you. We all have limited hours in the day, so it's essential to focus on the things that bring us the most joy, fulfillment, and growth. This doesn't mean abandoning responsibilities or ignoring the practical aspects of life. It means being mindful of where you invest your time. When you dedicate time to your passions, to building relationships, or to improving yourself, you're ensuring that the moments you spend are meaningful. It's about taking a step back and evaluating what truly matters in your life, and then aligning your actions with those values. Living in the present is another critical aspect of making every moment count. It's easy to get lost in the past or future, but the only real power you have is in the present. When you're constantly thinking about what you could have done differently or worrying about what might happen in the future, you miss out on the richness of now. Being present doesn't mean ignoring your goals or responsibilities. It means fully engaging with the current moment, whatever it may be. Whether you're working, spending time with loved ones, or enjoying a quiet moment alone, being present allows you to experience life in a deeper, more meaningful way. There's a common misconception that making every moment count means always being busy, always working, or constantly achieving something. But that's not true. Sometimes the most meaningful moments come from doing nothing at all, from simply being still, reflecting, or savoring the present. It's about finding joy in the little things, the way the sun feels on your skin, the sound of laughter, or the peace that comes from a quiet evening. When you're fully present, even ordinary moments can feel extraordinary. The relationships we have with others are another area where making every moment count is crucial. Life is unpredictable, and we never know when a moment will be the last time we see someone. It's easy to take the people in our lives for granted, assuming that we'll always have time to spend with them. But when you realize that time is fleeting, you begin to cherish the moments you have with the people you care about. Whether it's a simple conversation, a shared experience, or just being there for someone in a time of need, every interaction becomes an opportunity to connect, to show love, and to make a positive impact on their life. Making every moment count also means taking care of yourself. We often focus so much on what we need to do for others or what we need to achieve that we forget to prioritize our own well-being. But taking time for self-care, for rest, and for reflection is essential to living a full life. When you take care of yourself physically, mentally, and emotionally, you're better able to show up for others, to pursue your goals, and to make every moment truly count. It's about understanding that your time, your energy, and your health are precious and deserve to be invested in ways that nourish and renew you. Time is the most valuable resource we have, and once it's gone forever. Making every moment count is about recognizing this truth and choosing to live with purpose. It's about understanding that every second is an opportunity to create something meaningful, to make a difference, and to live in alignment with what matters most to you. By being present, prioritizing what's important, and taking intentional actions, you create a life that is rich in meaning and fulfillment. When you look back, you won't regret the moments you spent fully engaged in life. You'll be grateful for them, knowing that you lived with intention and made the most of every single one.